Dog the Bounty Hunter's daughter, Bonnie Jo, is speaking out against her father, who she claims didn't invite her to his upcoming wedding, and is because of her support of social justice issues, including the Black Lives Matter movement.
I am a lawman on a mission from God.
On Monday, the 22-year-old daughter of the famous bounty hunter, whose real name is Dwayne Chapman, released this lengthy statement to Facebook, where she said in part, "I'm sorry, but I can't defend my dad's racism." In the message, she reacts to a recent TMZ story about their family drama, and claims her dad's fiancée, Francie Fran, revealed why she and her sister Cecily were not invited to their big day. A rep for Dwayne and Francie said in a statement to ET, "Bonnie's allegations are false and a misguided attempt to derail our wedding." According to Bonnie Jo, she had been participating in an online video series called The System, which she said focused on social justice advocacy and protesting violence and racial bias by police. Bonnie Jo claims Dwayne was fired from the series on account of his use of racial and homophobic epithets toward her co-stars. Bonnie Jo claimed a text message from Francie revealed, "The reason I wasn't invited to my dad's wedding is my choice to participate in social justice and BLM protests with the system and not condemn the streaming platform when they fired my father for using epithets." In her statement, Bonnie Jo goes on to make several other allegations against her father, including that he frequently cheated on her late mother, Beth Chapman, even having an affair with one of Beth's friends while she was in the hospital. In addition, Bonnie Jo said Dwayne has called BLM protesters thugs and has used horrific language towards the LGBTQ+ community. Bonnie wrote, "I was scared of not being invited to family gatherings. However, I know my mom would never stand for this, and it is in honor of her legacy that I speak out."
I kneel for the cross and stand for the flag. And she's like, so I knelt down and said, "Francie, would you marry me?" And she said, "Yes, we'll pick a date later."
ET sat down with Dwayne and Francie in September of last year, where they spoke about their engagement.
You have a new happy part of your life. You have
Yes,
something that,
yes.
What is that?
Well, my Beth passed over a year ago. And one day I was praying and I looked in Genesis, and lo and behold, I looked down and was reading it, said, because I was trying to find out what Adam did to get Eve. She's up there dancing with angels and stuff, and I'm down here bawling every day.
Yeah.
And I read the Bible said in the Old Testament, Genesis, "For God does not want a man to be alone." And so I started saying, uh-oh. If Beth was left here and I went to heaven, as long as it was a Christian and he owned an airplane, I would approve it. So my Francie doesn't own an airplane, but she's a great Christian, so God gave me a second chance.
All right, I see that beautiful ring.
Yes.
Tell me about the engagement, because you set everything up, didn't you?
Well, it's not my first rodeo, no. David in the Bible was married 8 times.
This is your last time.
This is the last time.
This is your last time.
Yeah, you buy 2. My Gary boy said, "Dad, how come the girl gets 2 rings?" So after the wedding, then she has another one. So
How did you propose? Tell me about the proposal.
I got down on one knee and said, "Francie Frame, will you marry me?" And I said, I'm saying it. So I said, "Listen, when I get down, then I want you to get down too on your knee and help me back up." Right? Like I'm getting down, so are you, Mama. And so I got down and she's like standing there.
I was crying and nervous.
And she didn't even pull me back up. I had to limp up.
That's
Right.
not true. You're exaggerating.
Whatever.
He did a great job, and it was really romantic. And he did get down. I did tell him months before, because he kept saying to me, "I'm not letting you go out of my life, so you're going to marry me one day." And so I kept saying to him, "We'll see about that." So then that day, he got down on one knee and asked me if I would marry him.